Have you ever been bullied or witnessed bullying? Welcome back to EmpowerWiz, where we share parenting tips, we journey together with you in parenting, and together we help raise empowered kids. Bullying is an act of harassment. It's usually a form of aggression from one person to another, and it always involves an imbalance of power. So where you find the bully is more powerful than the person who's bullied. Bullying is happening every day in our homes, in schools, in churches, outside, everywhere. There is a form of bullying. It could be subtle or it could be obvious. Bullying can be verbal, it can be physical, and most recently, cyberbullying, which is done online. Bullying is basically a way of someone having an urge to control others, seeking power, more power than the others. So if it's in a classroom, a child wants to seem more powerful. And it can also be just wanting to be popular, wanting to be a cool kid. And even in mature environments, you find these things still happening. So there are various forms of bullying, but mostly it's that seeking of power. These effects can be far-reaching. In fact, some of these effects do not show up until adulthood. So some of us today, we are experiencing the effect of bullying that happened in our younger lives. And what these effects look like could be low self-esteem, it could be low self-image, psychological effects like depression, anxiety. You could see a child is not sleeping well, is not eating well. You could see low grades, and generally you see a bullied child behaving abnormally from who they are. So a confident child can suddenly start to seem that they're not as confident anymore. A child who was more audible and was expressing their views openly could now become more subdued. And this is also experienced by different children differently. So if a child was extroverted and you start seeing them being more inward or becoming introverted, then as a parent you notice there could be something going on. In bullying, we have 3 R's. The first R is recognize, the second one is report, and the other one is refuse. By preventing bullying, we reduce the number of bullies, but we also prevent the current bullies from continuing to have this negative effect on other children. One of the things we need to do as parents and guardians is to keep communication lines open. When a child comes from school, ask things like, so how was lunch today? What was the favorite part of your day? What did you learn? Did you see your friends today? What are some of the activities you did? So try and keep the communication line open. If a child starts to express and you can see their demeanor, they're becoming sad, make sure that you keep listening, actively listening to the child. So that way it allows the child first to feel heard and that you're listening to what they're saying. That way you're able to probe further and probably recognize bullying that was not obvious to either the child or even a teacher. Number 2, we need to report. So reporting includes, if it's happening in the family, it needs to be discussed. If it's happening at school, you need to speak to a teacher. You need to let the child also be aware who is their safe space. Someone who, if bullying is happening, who can they talk to? So, and these are some of the things we ignore as parents by just seeing the child looks well when they've come from school. Or things like, if the child says they don't want to go to school, ask them why they don't want to go to school. So some of these interventions are things we can do even to prevent a bully. A bully is a child maybe who's being bullied at home. If a sibling is bullying another child, how as parents do we come in to help both children understand that what they're doing is not right? By doing that and preventing it at home, then you're helping when the child goes to school, they're able to recognize that my behavior is not acceptable at home. Other things we can do as parents is also to model behavior at home. Are we treating each other with respect? Do we accept others as they are? Have we taught our children about diversity? There are short people, there are tall people, there are dark-skinned people, there are people with curly hair, there are people with long hair, short hair, and various things. There are people who are disabled. Maybe they have an amputated leg. You should not laugh at them. Instead, let the child know that we are all created differently and there's events in life that could change how a person looks. This way, you're able to help a child identify how to be kind, how to be respectful, how to be accepting to other people and how they are. The last one in terms of in prevention is helping children create boundaries with technology. And depending on the child's age, there are various things you can tell a child. For example, if they're over-posting on Instagram, you might want to talk to the child about the content they're posting, how often they're posting, who they're friends with on Instagram, and how to look out for subtle forms of bullying, like when somebody comments on your picture, "Oh, you're so ugly," or they put a dislike and it's somebody probably from their school, or things like, just subtle forms of bullying online. So help the child establish boundaries on technology. And this could even be how many hours does the child access technology or where. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this information helpful, please don't forget to like, share widely to help us increase the members of this community where we raise empowered children.